A bill to repeal laws recognising the heritage value of wild horses in Kosciuszko National Park has been passed by the New South Wales Parliament overnight. The controversial bill has received much criticism since its introduction in 2018. Richard Swain is the Indigenous Ambassador for the Invasive Species Council and joins me now from outside New South Wales State Parliament. Richard Swain, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, can you just briefly remind my viewers of the bill, the Kosciuszko Wild Horses Heritage Act, or the Brumby Bill as it was known?
Yeah, so it was about 7.5 years ago. It was a bill passed by John Barilaro, and it was a bad law. It protected a feral species over and above our native species. And so it's been a long, hard fight, nearly 8 years of trying to get this law repealed to get the balance back in order for the natural environment.
Yeah, it's been you mentioned there, a protracted effort, a pretty contentious bill. How did you get the repeal across the line?
Oh, politics in the end. I mean, I'm a river guide that came off the Snowy River to try and take this fight on, and it's been a long haul, and it was all the lobbying, and finally It's a momentous day because it puts respect for country above colonial mythology, and that's rare in Australia. And I'm so grateful that has happened and that it received bipartisan support. And it's been a fantastic effort by a lot of people over many years.
Throughout the debate over those 8 years, there was the suggestion that these wild horses or the brumbies are damaging the park. What evidence is there to support that?
Oh, well, there was never any doubt. That was the case in 1944 when it was declared a state park and grazing was removed for the mountains. You know, Australia as a continent didn't evolve with a hard-hoofed animal, and so any hard-hoofed animal will cause damage to the Australian continent. And horses, particularly, unfortunately for them, really do damage the wetlands. They focus a lot of their activities on the wetlands, and that is what Kosciuszko basically is, one big sponge that delivers 1/3 of the Murray-Darling Basin's water, and a beautiful place that needs protecting, not trampling.
What other aspects, you said, needs protecting, not trampling, did the brumbies, the wild brumbies, do to this national park?
Well, there were thousands of them. They were too heavy. They didn't evolve with any of the species of plants or animals that evolved up there, or the soil types that had evolved up there. It was at the end of the day, it was a completely unsuited animal on that environment. And
those proponents
I'd like to
of the
thank
bill.
Penny Sharp for.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Richard. Those proponents of the bill throughout the years have been, and I'm quoting here, said that there's been hysteria from anti-Brumby groups and that the bill would not rule out humane and appropriate management of the brumbies. Why was that not an appropriate response, the humane management of brumbies?
Oh, the science has always been followed. Eventually Penny Sharp, and I commend her for it, got aerial culling to really reduce the numbers, and that was always the most effective and most humane method available to us. Hysteria and emotion was always coming in before the science and the ecological truth, and this is a great day. This is where the ecological truth can trump the colonial mythology and the misinformation. I'm so grateful to the government and the bipartisan support that this received.
So the brumbies are now no longer protected. What does that mean for the population that's left?
I'm not too sure how that may play out. This is a mandate for the government to really reduce numbers and to really. And I mean, I look forward to an Australian culture that owns its ecological truth and would aspire to have no feral horses within the national park.
What is the population there at the moment, Richard? Do you know?
I wouldn't know. The estimates are it's be around the 3,000 horses. And look, there are parts of the park that are still just being excessively damaged, and there are parts where they've cleared the park from horses and the country's healing quickly, but it'll take many years.